SEO is dead. Long live SEO. You've probably heard that some model has killed Google, search is dying, or any kind of variation of that. And I can tell you that it's not true. It's mostly like any of these unnuanced takes out there that things aren't as simple as that. And I want to shed some light on how, first of all, I can tell you why it's not true. And second of all, what you can do to be prepared for the future. Let me show you. Alrighty. So this all started with a tweet that I did a couple days ago where I essentially used the same content as the hook just now. And how I can tell you that SEO isn't dead is because I have multiple products that get over 100,000, 150,000 clicks every month. This one is by far the biggest. That gets like half or a bit more than half. And it's still, as you can see, growing. So there's no decline. Obviously, there's some effort that needs to be put into it, but that's with everything, right? We have to expand effort just to stay in the same place. And if you want to grow, the effort needs to grow as well. And so clearly you can see it still works, but things aren't that easy, right? Like things aren't that simple. There is changes happening. For example, a lot of our content will appear in AI summaries on Google. This means that over time, there's a high chance that zero-click searches will go up, which means people will search, but they will get their answer within the Google created summary, some LLM summary, and people don't necessarily click into our content anymore. I think this, to be prepared for the future, you will have to focus around tooling. So if you have top of the funnel, purely info content, give you an example for this domain, it's how to write a maid of honor speech, right? So this is a wedding speech tool. There, it's very likely that Google will cover that, and then it's up to the user if they want to go into your content to check out more. But we also have a maid of honor speech generator, right? So we have a tool that generates the speech itself. And obviously that will be harder for Google to do because they are not going to build, or at least not, in foreseeable future, they're not going to build every individual tool out there that you can imagine. Right? So this is long form content, which obviously drives the most clicks, but it also has the most uneducated user because the user doesn't even know that there is a tool out there that will solve their problem, even though it's related. But usually what you will do is you will have the long form content just kind of, via CTA, some sort of linking, you will send them to your tool and then they'll use the tool and they'll pay for that, right? And so obviously it's not helpful that there will be less clicks, but then again, it is a thing over time. We'll have to see how that develops. But as of now, things are still alive and well. And then there's something else you can do instead of just focusing on tools, which is also something that I will be doing in the future. So SEO as a term is not just Google search, right? It is essentially, a lot of people are talking about LLM SEO, you yourself showing up in LLMs, in LLM summaries, which we also are with this specific domain, but also YouTube, TikTok, anywhere where there is a search functionality, you can try to rank there, right? And so the algorithm might work slightly differently, but there is still a case to be made that, as long as people are curious about something, they will be searching. And one way or another, there needs to be content that services that search. And yeah, maybe over time you need to double down more on YouTube, or you need to double down on another platform that we don't even know exists yet, but they will be searching, right? And so instead of going after some weird ass unnuanced take that is very polarizing, this is the whole reason these takes exist, is to get outrage or get people that agree with you. It's anything social media really, right? Think about what this decline means and what you need to do depending on what your product is, right? To be prepared for it and take the right steps to limit the impact. That's really all we can do, right? Like the change will be there anyway, but that doesn't mean you should stubbornly do the same thing as you've did for the last 20 years, nor should it mean that you should abandon the thing that you've been doing for the last 20 years, but it's more a constant effort of discovery, experimentation, and it sucks that we have to do that, right? Like we'd love to coast another 20 years off of what has worked for the past 20 years, but it's just not how reality works. And so I think most pain we feel comes from the fact that we're trying to fight reality, but that never works. historically. So yeah, I mean, I hope this sheds some light on, why SEO still works, how it's going to maybe progress over the next 5 to 10 years, and what you can do about it. And feel free to check out my other SEO videos. They're more in depth on actually how to do it and how to grow and how to use AI to do that. All right. See you next time. Cheers.